and we are joined today by Coach Bryce Brown of the Edna Karr Cougars. Coach Brown, thank you for joining us here on Prep Recruiting Insight.
It's good to be with y'all again. So thank you very much for having me and my players here today.
And it's been kind of a whirlwind year for you, your first year as a head coach, and all the responsibilities that go with that. We've talked about that several times, about how different it is going from assistant to head coach. And you've had quite a whirlwind this year, including being named the Metro Prep Coach of the Year by the Greater New Orleans Sports Foundation Quarterback Club. And we're taking a look at that presentation right now. Talk about the year and how it went for you.
I think it was a year of adversity. I think the kids responded to that call, responded to adverse situations and fighting through adversity. So that's the main thing we focus on at call is finishing what you start. So it's a testament to the players and the coaching staff, the administration, and just the whole student body of college for just rallying behind us during that tough time in that transition.
Bryce, you guys were 0-3 to start the season. What turned it around? When did the light go on, and what was it that motivated this team to end up where you guys were in the Superdome?
I think when Ed Daniels asked me the same question, I told him it was a bye week. It was a good chance for us to step away from football. We took a couple of days off. We kind of revamped some things, some practice styles. We competed more at practice. We went with more contact and more physicality because, you know, when you play football, you have to be physical. You have to compete. So that was the main message, to keep doing those two main things and recognizing that the games that we lost, we weren't getting blown out of those games. We were still being very competitive in those games. We learned how to lose those games, but as the season went on, we learned how to win them.
And a very special challenge for you as a head coach is that this was the third head coach at Karr in the last 4 years. And that doesn't happen a whole lot where you have very successful programs. Usually those coaches stay. Yeah. But there's been some movement there. You've already started talking about some of the impact that you made with this team. Talk about the philosophy of Bryce Brown and how you were able to tie in everything that they had learned under the previous head coaches and what you did to put your stamp on it.
I think being under Coach DeLuke and Coach Jones, I really pulled a lot of things from both coaches. I wish I could rent them sometimes so they can handle some of the responsibilities so I don't have to handle it. So, but it's just having personality. Two different different personalities, a third different personality with myself, but how do we bind those all together so we can reach that common goal to keep winning? And when you're coaching at a school like Karr, anytime you have the athletes and the talent that we have, doors are going to open to colleges and people are going to keep calling. So it's up to that individual to make that choice. So I think Coach DeLuke and Coach Jones made the right choices for them, for themselves and their families. So just moving forward, we're going to try to win the state championship again, and we're going to try to keep doing it the same way we've been doing, and that's the right way.
Bryce, well, I've been out there quite a bit, and you guys have always historically had a lot of recruits sign scholarships, and you have on signing day. How involved are you in the process with the players, and how closely do you watch how the process works?
I think being under Coach DeLuke gave me my first job. I was fresh out of Grambling, 19 years old, and he gave me an OC job, and I was fortunate, and I was fortunate enough to work closely with recruiting. And being a recruiting coordinator and on a high school level, dealing with putting kids in college, I'm very familiar with it now. So we average about signing 8 to 10 guys a year, and that's unheard of in high school. So we try to keep those numbers around the same, but it's mostly on the talent. It's mostly on the kids and them believing in the system, them believing in the preparation, them believing in the development of not only just being a student athlete, but a man.
And they better be able to play if they want to get recruited. If
exactly.
You can't play, the rest of it is an impact on your life, but you're not going to be recruited. And somebody that you played for, you mentioned Coach DeLuke, as well as Coach Jones, but somebody that you played for that we're all very familiar with, Don Watney, also I'm sure had a big impact on not only yourself as a man, but your coaching style.
Oh yeah, Coach Watney, a great mentor. I talk to him frequently, typically after the games, where he's telling me to run the ball a little bit more. So stop running the fast tempo. And he isn't a big fan of the spread offense, but he understands that the times are changing, the kids are changing, and the style of play is changing.
What is the character? You're losing some guys this year. We're going to talk to some of them, but you're bringing back a good team next year. What makes this team unique and special, Bryce?
I think with every team, they have their own unique qualities, and it's how you team build, it's how you bind together. So I think this team, being under 3 head coaches, this team was one of the unfortunate teams to have all 3 head coaches. And it was a testament to them to stay to the course and believing in the same message that's being delivered from a different person, but it's the same lingo, the same language.
And let's talk about your playoff run a little bit. You played 3 teams on your way to the Dome that I was familiar with, that we played when I was at St. James. We played against Cecilia, played against Bastrop, played against Franklinton. Talk about that climb leading up to the finals against Neville.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was an expensive playoff run because we spent a lot of time on the road, but I tell you what, the coaches did a phenomenal job keeping the players focused on the task of not where we're going, but what we're trying to do. So, and that was to get to ultimately to the state championship, in which we did that. But even after the Cecilia game, I had a conversation with some of the coaches after the game, and I told them, like, listen, this is the time. Because you don't go in that kind of environment and win the way we did, and it's by luck. And it's all about preparation. It's about preparation. It's about a little bit of luck. It's about a little bit of having good talent. It's a little bit about having good players. So next week going to Bastrop, another hostile environment, then going right back to Franklinton, one of the most hostile environments I ever been to in a high school setting. So again, a testament to the coaching staff and the players again.
Bryce, having strapped on that Karr uniform and then going to Grambling and playing up there, how did that mold you as a coach, those experiences?
I think it tainted me a little bit because that's when I came from Karr, I wanted to run the ball a lot. But then when I came from Grambling, I wanted to pass the ball a lot because that's all we did in college was pass the ball. And I kind of brought some of those same principles from my offensive coordinator and head coach, Melvin Spears, and a lot of the same lingo, a lot of the same philosophy and style is the same, but a little bit of my own wrinkle to it. But I call it the fun and gun, and it's fun to play in, and the kids love it, and we love scoring the ball, and we love playing good defense. So hopefully that trend could continue.
Well, thank you, Coach Brown, for being here today. That is Coach Bryce Brown of the Edna Karr Cougars, the Greater New Orleans Sports Foundation Coach of the Year. We appreciate you being here and bringing your athletes with you, and that's who we're going to see next. We're going to start meeting some of the great Karr Cougar players and find out why Coach Brown was named the Coach of the Year, because it starts with their ability, and then to be able to put that all into play before traversing throughout the state. This is Prep Recruiting Inside of PRI. We're here at NOLA Motorsports Park in Avondale, right across the parking lot from the greatest go-kart facility you've ever seen. We will be back.